play. They gave away far too many runs.
Yeah, Sita Fernando, Dilshan Madhushankar, very expensive in that phase. Full toss. He's played it nicely. That's the confidence these Indian batters have. Just the second delivery he faced, Parag.
They placed the shot well. Theekshana looking for that Yorker again on the stumps. Was too full on that occasion. Picks it on the full, not easy when you're switching. Plays it well in the end.
Eyes on the ball. Again, Pathum Nissanka. This time he gets hold of it. The ball's just been following Nissanka and Asita Fernando. He caught one, put two down, Fernando, but had no right to catch that one he caught anyway. Just was looking elsewhere and chucked his hand out. But this is the wicket for Pathirana. You expect that. Doesn't disappoint. He finds ways to deliver.
He was kind of ready to play a shot like that, but the ball tailed in so late and lost his balance by then. That's Pathirana for you.
It's hit that hard. Dasun Shanaka has no chance. It skids off the outfield.
And that's power from you for Rishabh Pant. He gets into strong position, picks the length very early, and then he smashes this one. He really wanted to hit in that area, and then it does it so well and so easily in the end. Brutal.
Didn't have far to go, Shanaka, but the moment it hit the ground, it gathered pace. Now Theekshana bowling it very quickly indeed. All the deliveries around 103, 104.
Yeah, I was just about to say that with Akshar and Ravi Bishnoi, the two spinners, both of them are quick as well. Akshar can slow it down, but not Bishnoi. Hasaranga's success has been the slower deliveries on this surface. Theekshana struggled. His prolific Indian batting order has made most use of it.
A rare dot, cheered by the crowd too.
The wicket showed some visible signs of cracks here, but it does not seem to have any grip whatsoever for the spinners. And that is why they need to be extremely subtle.
Living off that last over from Theekshana. He's bowled out 192 for 4. Two more overs remaining. At this rate, it's 213. Expect the power of India, power of these batters to get you a few more than that. All tall buildings, rarely any quiet overs. Gets a perfect Yorker in.
Speed gun says 135. It looked a lot quicker than that. And looked plumb. That's why he's one of the best in the business. It's only been a couple of years of international cricket, but Matisha Pathirana has feared around the world. Riyan Parag goes for 7. India lose their 5th at 192.
Rinku Singh gets an opportunity with 11 balls remaining in the innings. Pathirana, here he is. Squeezes that through. Just a single.
That's Rinku Singh. 16th inning for him. Brilliant strike rate, 176. And has become a death over specialist. Comes in and is capable of playing the big shots here. This is Riyan Parag trying to play the helicopter shot. Misses the line. Again tailing in very late.
No one there. That's safe. What a shot. He gets the length he was looking for.
Yeah, a bit surprised with this field. Just 3 fielders on the leg side. And if you miss your length, Rishabh Pant loves that shot. Standing on off stump. Slow a ball attempt on that occasion. Just had to scoop it past the short fine fielder.
45 of 31 to Rishabh Pant. Now the last 8 balls he scored 25. He started off slow, but that's how dangerous he can be, because he can catch up and get ahead as well. Back to mid-wicket, ball to fine leg. The 200s on the board for India.
This has happened so many times before also for Rishabh Pant. Whenever he tries to go big or tries to play such unusual shots, the bat comes off the hand. But he still manages to get a boundary. These are special powers of Rishabh Pant. It's such an unusual position for us, but so calm and so balanced when he plays this. But this time around, loses control of the bat.
I swear I was the cameraman on that occasion. I was looking at the bat. I wasn't looking at the ball.
And so was the fielder. And guess who? Asita Fernando. I feel for him on that occasion because he would have been distracted. Ball! That's another wicket. This time the slower one. 52 wickets in death overs for Matisha Pathirana. That's most by any bowler in that phase since 2023. What a performer. 4 for him here today.
Extremely penetrative here, especially in the death overs. Pathirana sticks to his strength. That is trying to bowl the Yorker, nails it once again. Rishabh Pant loses control while trying to execute their shot. Goes back after a well-compiled 49 from 33. It's 201 for 6.
And this is why we're going on about how Matisha Pathirana should have been introduced earlier. I understand it was a defensive move, but the best form of defense is to sometime pick up wickets. Those wickets have slowed down this run rate massively.
Akshar Patel. A procession of left-handers. Now Pathirana, here his last ball of the spell. 4 for 38 to him. He's been absolutely brilliant. Can he get another? I thought I heard a noise. Well, he'll have another delivery because he's got to re-bowl that.
After a sensational World Cup, Akshar Patel back again for the Sri Lanka tour. 143 strike rate for him, best of 65. He's here because Pathirana has been absolutely on the ball. He's changed this game around in terms of the scoring rate at least.
Will he get a fifer? No, he doesn't. What a wonderful spell. He's been hard to get away. 4 for 40, 203 for 6. Brought into the bowling lineup late. Captains like to use him in the end passage. Matisha Pathirana. Outstanding effort. Bowling full, bowling straight, getting a little bit of tail. His second best bowling performance. Not a lot of things have gone right for Sri Lanka today. The fielding's been clumsy. The bowlers carted to all parts. And now what Ruchira Palligurge is saying is that they've been penalised. So they're going to have 5 fielders in the circle. Only 4 allowed outside. The reason for that? Slow over rate. They should have started the 19th over at 8:40 p.m. They're 4 minutes over. So the 4 fielders in the deep are a long on. A wide-ish deep third man. A cover on the boundary and long off. Starts off with a slow one. He seems to love that delivery. That's Asita Fernando.
We're looking at the captain Charit Asalanka, Russell. As welcome to the Colosseum. That's the pressure of captaincy. Very deceptive here, Asita Fernando. Time for him to come back well in the death overs. Gave a lot of runs with the new ball. And then even in the previous over he bowled.
Let's try and keep an eye out whether he changes his grip and when. Nicely bowled, nicely bowled. He's had a tough evening. Not Matisha Patirana though.
Yeah, the last couple of overs, I could almost sense this coming. The couple of deliveries have been knuckleballs and Yorkers, but Patirana has been exceptional. He's introduced late today. Got rid of the skipper Surya Kumar Yadav first. Most of his wickets have been the ones that have been tailing back the Yorker. Dry surfaces here in Kandy. Accurate, hitting the stumps or the pads, Patirana.
That's in the air. Dasun Shanaka charges in. Oh, he cannot get there. Couple more runs. In fact, 3 of them to Aksar.
2 left-handers here, Akshar and Rinku Singh. High in the air. Shanaka ran in from sweeper cover. He could at least stop some runs here. Went for the catch, but didn't have any backup plan. Gave away 2 extra runs here.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for the knuckleball again, Asita Fernando. You could almost sense that after a faster delivery, he goes there.
Got him. A bit of luck for Asita Fernando. Rinku Singh drags that on. Most importantly, it's a dot ball for Sri Lanka.
A wild hoik from Rinku Singh. The crowd's happy and about again.
Yeah, it's delayed because the lights don't flash. Again, the slow one. The bails are off. No one knows it other than Rinku Singh. The crowd realizes late and hence the smiles and the joy. Not for Rinku Singh today. He's gone for 1, 206 for 7. Sri Lanka, for their part, in the last 20 balls, they could be happy somewhat. 4 wickets for 30 runs. 194 has been Sri Lanka's highest successful chase. That was against Bangladesh in 2018. Arshdeep's off the mark, leaving Aksar the last ball to face. It's been a good over, very good over from Fernando.
The deception working very well for Fernando here. Going for the big heave here. Rinku Singh. The inside edge onto the stumps. So last 2-3 overs have been quite good for Sri Lanka. They've been able to restrict India. At one stage, it looked like India can get to a score of about 220, 225.
Massive delivery. The last one. Here's Fernando. Akshar gets it. He gets all of it. So ends with a 6. A slower ball. And it's a 6. 213 for the top order. This is a massive score to chase down, especially in Sri Lankan conditions where Sri Lanka's highest chase has been 194. All the bowlers taking up battering. Hasaranga 1 for 28. Matisha Patirana 4 for 40. They were good, but a lot of pain though. A lot of pain for Sri Lanka in the field after winning the toss and putting India to bat. A dominant performance indeed.
After being put into bat, Jaiswal and Gill were off to a flyer. 40 of 21 for Jaiswal, 34 of 16 for the vice-captain Shubman Gill, and then it was the Surya Kumar Yadav show. 58 for him, 49 for Pant, 213 for 7 is where India end up.
The Sri Lankan bowlers, they gave away far too many runs in the power play, especially Madhushanka and Asitha. Thikshana also went for runs today. Hasaranga was quite economical. Patirana, star performer for me and for Sri Lanka. 4 wickets in a spell of 4 overs, gave away only 40. 213 for 7 after 20.
It'll be a record chase if Sri Lanka get there. 214 is what's required. 10.7 the run rate. Well, let's hope we are in for a good chase and an exciting evening.
Up for all of India. He is a superstar in the making, he really is.
So welcome back to Cracks Biggie's Extra Innings.
It's a new era for the Indian T20 team, and if this is the shape of things to come, we could be in for a lot of runs. They've amassed 213 for 7 here in Pallekele. The new opening pair, Jaiswal and Gill, set the tone. 74 off the power play from those two. And then Surya Kumar Yadav, the new captain, showed that the captaincy not affecting his batting at the moment with his 20th 50 in this format. Matisha Patirana not on till the 12th over. Should he have come on earlier? 4 wickets for him. The rest were very expensive, barring Hasaranga, who was his usual economical self. 4 overs, 1 for 28 for the leg spinner. So Sri Lanka need 214. It is without doubt a big score that India have on the board. We'll get the thoughts of Robbie Uthappa after the break. India put into bat by Sri Lanka, and they have responded by smashing 213 for 7. Suryakumar Yadav's first game as the U20 international captain. It started pretty well. Robbie Uthappa is alongside me. That was exciting right from ball 1, which went for 4.
Yeah, it was. I thought India batted well. I thought India could put the pressure on Sri Lanka from the word go. And towards the back end, thanks to Pathirana and Hasaranga's bowling, they were able to pull them back. I thought they should have gotten anywhere between 230 to 240 perhaps, given the way Surya was batting, given the way the openers batted. However, they've gotten to 230, still good.
A lot more from Robbie in the post-show. 214 the target.
Sky blue 100 for India.
Halfway through this first T20 international in Pallekele, Sri Lanka, the home side, won the toss and decided to field first, and it was, well, a lot of pressure from that moment forward. India were simply brilliant with the bat in hand. It started at the top, the openers were brilliant. They put on 74 for the first wicket. The aggressor was Yashasvi Jaiswal with 40. Shubman Gill came to the party as well, and he looked as classy as ever for his 34, but those two fell within 2 balls, and it was left to the new captain, Suryakumar Yadav, with another half century to get India to that 213. The 6 bowlers used, it was tough. Pathirana did a great job at the back end of the innings, and Hasaranga as well. 214 the score for Sri Lanka. Be very pleased with his efforts so far. Suryakumar Yadav, Yashasvi Jaiswal was aggressive at the top. We expect that. And he just put the bowlers under immense pressure immediately. And Shubman Gill, the vice captain. So a good start for Gautam Gambhir, the new coach of the Indian side, who'll be pleased with what his top order was able to achieve. Not long now to the run chase. 213 India has on the board. A brilliant batting performance. It looked like at one stage they were going to get a hell of a lot more, but as it stands, Sri Lanka will have to play well. The good news for them, they've got batsmen in form coming off the LPL season where their top order all were in the runs. They know these conditions well, but they'll have to get off to a good start. They'll have to match what India were able to do with an opening run stand of 74 in the power play, just to take some pressure off the back end. Pitch appeared to get a little slower as we went through. They'll have to find those strategies and tactics. Hafiz Maharouf, Robbie Uthappa alongside me. Gentlemen, 213, a good score, but still with this quick outfield, an opportunity for Sri Lanka.
Absolutely. I think it's a very good score. However, I think this wicket's also not that bad. It depends on the start that the Sri Lankans get. The Lankans can get off to a flyer. They certainly will be in the chase. And who better than Kusal Mendis and Patan Nisanka, who have been in some really good form. Kusal Mendis in the back end of the LPL, I beg your pardon. And Nisanka started off well, but tapered off in the back end of the LPL. So, interesting matchup this is going to be against the formidable Arshdeep Singh.
You're right, Arshdeep will have the new ball. That's what they're playing for. A lot of slow balls too, wasn't there, in that first innings? You expect the same from India?
Swing. Ravi the Vimala not interested.
encouraging for Arshdeep Singh to have some movement in the air as well as off the seam. I reckon with the new ball, both these bowlers Siraj and Arshdeep will try to swing it. As soon as the ball loses the hardness and the shine, that's where the fast bowlers will go to those slow deliveries. I thought Asita Fernando was too early for the slow deliveries. Nice seam position, encouragingly for left armour. Some swing and seam. Just to finish off on Kusal Mendis, Pathum Nissanka, if Sri Lanka to get closer or win this game, these two have had a good start in the power play.
The underlights too, the ball just skid on a little. Just finds the field. The pitch got a little slower. The ball, when the spinners were slow, it did actually turn. It gripped and turned a little. So will India make that adjustment? I thought Sri Lanka perhaps a little quick through the air with their spinners, although Wanindu Hasaranga was brilliant. Did a great job in trying to pull that run rate back.
I reckon you'll certainly see Akshar Patel bowl slower through the air, give the ball a little more revs so that he can get a little bit of spin. However, Bishnoi, not so much.
Gets the half volley through the offside, the opening boundary.
Thank you very much, says Pathum Nissanka. That was right in his arc. Man in form, racing through that boundary through extra cover and mid-off. Perfect start for young Pathum.
Yeah, Arshdeep Singh trying to swing the ball back into the right-hander, trying to bowl full, as do many fast bowlers do with the new ball. But Pathum Nissanka up to the task. It was pitched right in the arc for him, driven beautifully through extra covers for 4.
It's brought about a change in the field. Fine leg comes up. A deep backward point is in place. Deep square as well. So both sides of the boundary square are protected. This has gone fine. Work to be done. And Rinku cannot get there. So back-to-back boundaries.
And not a bad delivery at all by the Arshdeep Singh. Was right in the good areas, good back of the length, but a good shot. This is the risk you take when you have third man in the circle with the new ball. The ball is going to fly through.
Incredible shot this. Just the way he used deft touch and great effort there from Rinku Singh. Covered a lot of ground, close to 40-45 meters to get to that ball. Pathum Nissanka, great skills this. Good start. Sri Lanka are off here.
Nissanka's had some struggles too in the power play in his international T20 career. Strike rate just 109. Needs to be almost double that, you feel, for Sri Lanka to get close or win this match.
Just quite quietly after the last ball, which went for a boundary, Suryakumar Yadav got the fine leg into third man. The too short third man fielder suggests to me that early on in the first over, he understands the ball is not swinging back and is going with the angle, and just the 3 fielders in the leg side. So, as a team, you need to adapt. If the situation is not there, you need to adapt as quickly as possible, and good to see the fast bowler and the captain adapting.
Just quickly then, last ball of the over. Does that mean you've got to bowl wider? You can't bowl straight as a bowler?
100%. No fine leg. Fine leg is a deep square leg. Cannot be any straight at all. And Pathum Nissanka and Kusal Mendis do love the width. Exactly what the field at the moment. 6 fielders in the offside, 2 at short third, and you have a sweeper cover, an extra cover, short extra cover, and a mid-off.
Yeah, you're right. So 6-3 field. It's highly unusual. Someone like Suryakumar Yadav would step across, but
Dilshan would have loved this.
It's a good leg to finish. Good start for Sri Lanka in the chase. 9 without loss.
Perfect length by Arshdeep going across Kusal Mendis. Nice length. Beaten all ends up. Good start for India. Just need to try and restrict in the power play as much as possible. Best time to bat is with the new ball.
India showed us in the first innings they like left-hand, right-hand combinations with the bat. Well, they've got the left arm, right arm in operation as well. Mohammad Siraj. Not a bad record. Surprises me how few games he has played at this level. Does a great job in the IPL. economy rate is very good for this level. This time it's more of a test match field. Slip, gully.
Yeah, he's really good with the new ball. He gets the ball to talk quite a bit. In the air, off the wicket. Gets the ball to seam as well. He gets the ball to shape away. And then sometimes, whilst doing that, ball hits the seam and cuts back in. That's what makes him a really dangerous customer with the new ball. But once that new ball's gone through, is where they've struggled to kind of fit him in the back end.
It's a good line and length though to start. I think that's all you can do as a bowler, isn't it, as well? Put the ball in good areas and ask batsmen to take risks, particularly earlier in their innings. And perhaps that's the one area Sri Lanka weren't quite at their best in the first innings. A few too many boundary deliveries to get Yashasvi Jaiswal to get Shubman Gill into their innings.
Yeah, setting the tone is very important as a bowling unit, especially when you win the toss and bowl. And when you gift away 3 boundaries in the first over itself, straight away as a captain, Charika Sri Lanka is looking at the negative options.
Got width, but can't find the placement again.
Nicely fielded at short extra cover. So in India's case, perfect start. Good lengths, good lines. The 3 deliveries, Siraj's ball is right in the money. Just outside the yaw stump, hitting the right length and having the right field as well.
He smashed this one. Nisanka was in the zone. Great stop by the skipper there. Just fell slightly short of him. He was diving through towards the ball. Good intent here from both teams. It's been 3 dot balls. Something's going to give now.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's all about the height. Umpire says not out. Siraj will have a quick chat to Rishabh Pant and then maybe turn around to his captain.
It's not the tallest guy, Nisanka. And could be clipping. I don't know, but they don't go for it though.
I'll be honest, I thought it was very, very close. Rishabh Pant for me was the one told Surya Kumar not to go upstairs. Siraj was very, very keen about it.
Bowlers are always keen about it. Yeah, he was off the ground as well, slightly high, strapped him on the top of his pads.
It's nicely timed, but will just be a single. They'll come back for the overthrow.
That's unlucky. Ricocheting the stumps and wrong footing Rishabh Pant for another single. But impressive so far, Siraj. Good lengths, good pace. Some deliveries which went away. The last one was jacked back enough. And testing times for Pathum Nisanka. LPL is different story. This is top level cricket.
Yeah, Nisanka's played quite a few shots so far, hasn't he? But he's 11 off 10, and I think that's indicative of where his career's at. Strike rate in his career of 109 in the power play. A lot of shots not really getting full reward. Another short delivery, should be 2 more. In fact, they'll jog through for the second. So they'll pick up 4 runs from the over. Very good from Siraj. 13 without loss.
An impressive start by Mohammad Siraj. Good pace, good lines. And Pathum Nisanka, some nice strokes, but couldn't find the gap. Just the one delivery so far faced by Kusal Mendis. He's man in form. Fresh from that 100, the 70 in the qualifier 2 and the finals of the LPL. He must be looking forward to get some strike and some enjoy time in the power play.
Surya Kumar Yadav turns to spin straight away. Just the over for Arshdeep. Now it's Akshar Patel. Often the go-to man when India just needs to clamp things down. Will he bowl slowly? Hardik can't get there. Work at deep mid wicket. Unfortunately, Who's it? Rinku or Rian Parag can't quite make it.
Great effort that. I think that was Rian Parag at deep mid-wicket. Kusal Mendes rocking back and hitting it past mid-on. Hardik Pandya tried to get to it but was well away from it. But Rian Parag covering a lot of ground again.
Bowling slow is very important in this kind of a surface, Scotty. I thought that's where Sri Lanka, apart from what Hasaranga, my station, couldn't do. But with Akshar Patel, if you're bowling it slower, got to be much more fuller. And if he gets the right length with his side, if he gets some bounce, that's exactly as a batter what you don't want to see with the new ball.
In the gap. That will run away for 4 as well.
Yeah, Pathum Nissanka will want to play like this if he's going to change that strike rate in the power play. He has to be innovative, he has to take chances, he has to play unorthodox shots. The right intent this from Pathum Nissanka. Second boundary in the over.
I just wondered too with Akshar Patel bowling in the power play versus out of the power play. After the 6-over mark, he will slow it up when he's got more protection on the boundary. We know naturally the quicker pace is what he likes. Look at him, is he? That'll be a wide. Gee, I thought that clipped the leg stump.
Also, I felt Akshar Patel was very unlucky that's been called a wide. Simply because Kusal Mendes moved to the offside and it's almost kissed the leg stump. Oh, nicely taken by Rishabh Pant.
Yeah. Did it hit him? Looks like it hit his thigh. Pad. Oh, sent back. Sent back. Just gets back in time. A little bit of confusion there between the batters. That wide certainly looked like it hit Mendes on his thigh pad. Practically pushing Nissanka back into his crease on that occasion.
Take a single off the final ball. The over. 12 runs from it, 25 without loss.
An impressive start by India. Trying to defend 214 runs. Perfect start, exactly what they wanted. And
Kusal Mendes plays positively, his intent is good, looks to score runs at all times and is aggressive in nature as well.
But they need to find boundaries, that's the key for Sri Lanka. Just 4 boundaries in the 3.1 overs. And when you compare that to India, they had 14 boundaries in the power play.
alone.
Yeah, that's quite surprising when you call it like that, Scotty. Because they were actually practically getting a few boundaries every over. That is phenomenal. Good bowling this from Siraj. He's keeping it within the line of the stumps with that mentality. That goes, if you miss, I hit.
Would you taking a risk here, Robbie, with the getting down and lapping to try and change this field?
100%. Looks like he is going to look to bowl into the body a little bit.
It has to be the body, especially with all the fielders in the offside are in the circle. The two fielders in the deep are at deep fine leg and square leg. So this is where Pathum Nissanka generally does not give himself room to go through the offside. Likes to stay at the crease, close the off stump and possibly pick up. If he can open up the offside, that will add so much pressure on the bowler.
Still feel there's a place for, as a batsman, to try and force the opposition captain to put the fieldsmen where you want them, not where he wants them. Up and over the offside, brilliant shot. Using the pace and flies all the way. Six.
That is it, showing intent. Out, forcing Siraj to hit the ball into the deck and utilizing that, backing away while he stepped out, and great presence of mind to just kind of uppercut it over shot third man for a good six this.
Opening up the offside, that's very important. Siraj will be very comfortable bowling midland leg stump and having the two fielders in the deep in the leg side. So good batting by Pathum Nissanka.
Well, he got away with that. And that's what you're talking about, with all the field up on the offside, any sort of width.
It was going to go that way, Scotty, because when you step out and get the ball like that over shot third man, he is going to try and stay ahead of you, try and be a little bit more responsive. If I were in Pathum Nissanka's place, I'd try to get inside the line of the ball, force him to bowl more towards my body.
History repeating last time. Siraj having a word with the batsman. That's been seen in the Asia Cup final and in the World Cup as well.
Short ball, smashed all the way for six. And Siraj doesn't bother saying a word after that. Big over. 13 from it, 38 without loss.
Well, Sri Lanka has something to cheer about. They're up against a fairly daunting ask. 213 for 7 is what India got. And now they got to 38 in 4 overs. Pathum Nissanka has raced along to 30 of 16. Kusal Mendis, comparatively quiet, 7 of 8. Good to see Bishnoi coming on. Ravi Bishnoi, good economy, best of 4 for 13. Good evening, Sabah. What do you think?
Good evening, Roshan. This is the bold response from Sri Lanka. When you're up against a target of 214, you need to show this kind of response. Both these right-hand batters have done quite well so far.
That's good bowling. That was rushed through. He bowls quick leg breaks. Abhinav also with us. Sorry I couldn't greet you.
I think the Sri Lankan batters have come out with a plan to greet the Indian bowlers with a taste of their own medicine.
Short and wide, that's four. You need to utilize the power plays. You need that kind of start. You need to make a statement. The tone has to be set by the openers.
And that's what both these batters are trying to do. Way too short. Gives ample time for the right-hand batter to play this shot. Almost back cuts it, plays it late. Finds the gap. Excellent placement.
Should be two here. Should be two. They're coming. Turning out to be a productive over. Still a lot to be done though.
Yeah, a lot of talk in Sri Lanka about the LPL, and both Pathum Nissanka and Kusal Mendis playing for the same team, opening the batting, it does help. They got a great understanding together, and the form they've carried on from there.
That's a wide and it's runs. Four as well. He's struggling. He's wilting a little bit under pressure at the moment. Bishnoi.
Well, the umpire calls it four, which means it came off the bat. Or it looked as if it went down the leg side. Should have gone for buys or wide 4 runs, but as the umpire says, this came off the willow. No wonder both Ravi and Rishabh Pant, they are surprised.
That time, ball slower. That's the difference. Previously was pushing it through. This time a little bit slower. Looped a bit as well.
It may not be so easy for Ravi Bishnoi because both Ravi and Akshar Patel, both of them quicker in there. And generally Ravi Bishnoi brings the ball in. More of googlies we see in his bowling.
Yeah, Kusal Mendis played a lot of spin during the LPL, but this is something different. He bowls a lot of googlies, and that's why it's prompted the change in field. Long on has gone back, mid-off comes in. 2 fielders in the deep, both on the leg side. So you can almost anticipate the googly, but Kusal Mendis will continue sweeping.
Yeah, it is another wrong one, but this time they'll find some space and find the fielder. 11 runs off it, 49 without loss.
Five gone is 49 without loss, Sri Lanka. And the crowd, spectator, they're enjoying it. They've turned out in large numbers, and that's what the Sri Lankan cricket team requires at this stage.
This is fantastic, really fantastic to have such crowds turning up. Considering that Sri Lanka didn't have a great World Cup, but the LPL was superb. There was lots of runs, lots of good scores, batters enjoying themselves. So there's always hope when it comes to the spectators and fans. Yes, they know they're playing India, the top team in the world, but still each one of them will be hoping that Sri Lanka beats them today, which is natural.
And they're all here to support the dawn of a new era for Sri Lankans as well.
You'll get a single and the 50 partnership. This is the 50 opening partnership for Sri Lanka in T20Is versus India. And it's come in good time in the 6th over.
This is also, Roshan, to a large extent, the transition phase for Sri Lankan cricket. New captain here. Right now, Sana Jayasuriya as an interim coach. A lot of these youngsters who have done well in LPL. We see a number of comebacks. Dinesh Chandimal as part of the squad.
He'll consider himself unlucky. He missed out short. Pathum Nissanka would have wanted to capitalize on that.
He doesn't give too much room, Akshar Patel, on that occasion. Very close to that off stump. But getting that bounce as well. Giving the ball a bit of rip.
Short and wide. Can't pierce that field. Now he needs to do that. There isn't anybody behind that ring of fielders on the offside. So his eyes lit up. Needed those to go through. That's sliding down the leg side. He's got a fielder.
Yeah, with India losing their first wicket, the last over of the power play, I reckon Sri Lanka have just played themselves into a bit of a hole here against Akshar Patel. Fear Kusal Mendes will try something different, sensing a wicket for India here.
Again a dot. This is a very good over.
He's an intelligent bowler, Akshar Patel. He cramps the right-handers, very deceptive, gets the ball to come in very sharply at times, and the slower delivery is the one that holds up.
Just over square leg. I think it will run away, it does. So that's an important boundary for Sri Lanka as the 6th over and the power play ends 55 without loss.
Just the start that Sri Lanka would have hoped for. Kusal Mendes and Pathum Nissanka bringing up 55 in the power play. No wickets yet for India. A chase of 214. That's the platform they would have required.
Two very similar bowlers, of course. So you could see Akshar Patel far more craftier the way he bowls. He changes up. Bishnoi looks a little bit predictable with the way he bowls. Wrong uns, tends to fire the ball in. But yes, you're right, 55 in 6 overs is a solid foundation as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. It's about how they build on this. Straight over the bowler's head, he splits the gap. It's a good start to the over.
This is refreshing from Sri Lanka. They are trying to get out of the spinners, which is such a wonderful idea. This time around against Ravi Bishnoi, the first delivery in this over, he smashes it. He hits it straight over the bowler's head, straight into the side screen there. At times I feel, Roshana and Abhinav, when you're up against such a big score, big target, you tend to discover yourself as a batter, as a batting unit.
See, that's more the lengthy balls. The previous one was bowled slower and tossed up. Bishnoi generally pushes the ball through quickly. But just on the Sri Lankan batting, they've come up with a different plan here. Just 6 specialist batters and an all-rounder. Generally, they would go with the extra batter. So it's important that at least 3 of the batters batting deep and the others batting around them. And more runs, more runs. That's the problem with Bishnoi. He gives so much of pace on the ball.
Generally the easiest over to bowl, the 7th over, and Bishnoi is leaking runs. First one was a good shot, this one down the leg side. Given runs again. And India looking a bit desperate here, in search of a wicket.
Yeah, they need a wicket here. They definitely do. Sri Lanka, on the other hand. Oh, that time the wrong one that's given. That's the one they were after. He's referred it though. So let's see.
TV Umpire Director, we have a player review for LBW. The on-field decision is out. I've checked the feed. It's a fair delivery. Please start with front on spin vision.
And roll black.
Front on spin vision coming up. Appears to pass close to the bat. Give me Aldridge, please, to confirm whether there is any bat involved.
Building.
Aldridge is building up Ravi. Stand by.
Okay, stand by, hop 2, roll hop 2.
Aldridge coming up. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it back, please. Just roll it back a little more.
Now,
Okay,
to the
there's a
naked eye,
clear
I
spike
didn't
when the
think
ball
there
is
was an
next to the
inside edge.
bat. Give me the on-field umpire, please. Ravi, I recommend that you change your decision from out to not out. You're on
Now, to the
screen
naked eye, I didn't think there was an inside edge, but that was a big nick. Excellent review by Kusal Mendes. He's playing him like an off spinner. He's just looking to sweep him.
And that's the right way to do it also. Normally Ravi Bishnoi brings the ball in. If you look to play him like an off spinner, you're much better off. And the only giveaway is when he bowls it slow in the air. That's the one that holds and goes straight.
Dot to end the over. 65 without loss, 7 overs done. And by the way, this is the highest opening partnership for Sri Lanka this year in T20Is.
Very close to the India worm, the Sri Lankan worm, right behind. 65 without loss at this stage. India look like they need to bring in their 5th or 6th bowlers at this point. They've got a few options. Hardik, Riyan Parag can roll the arm over. We saw Jaiswal bowling a bit of leg breaks. And in comes Hardik Pandya.
Goes over cover, in fact over backward point. Feeds him with a short and wide delivery. And Kusal Mendes enjoyed it.
It's all about space in the end. There's far too much given to the right-hand batter here by Hardik Pandya. First up delivery from him. No fielder. And behind that inner circle, an easy shot for Kusal Mendes.
Yeah, he has this uncanny ability of picking up wickets. Hardik Pandya can rush the batter as well. Big side boundaries here in Pallekele. You expect a short ball or two from Hardik Pandya.
That followed him. They're running hard. They've run one. They'll come for two. Brilliant running. Brilliant cricket.
Very calculative, both these openers here for Sri Lanka this time around. Plays it softly and gets a double. Hardik Pandya had a fabulous World Cup campaign. Has played a big role in India's victorious campaign in the World Cup. As a batter, as a bowler.
Pace off that time. See, one thing that we've seen with the Indian seamers and the Sri Lankan seamers at the top has been the lines they bowled. There was so much of width when the Sri Lankan bowlers bowled, but the Indian seamers were very, very strong and tight. But Hardik started off with the delivery that was short and wide. It's about width, where the batters have just started to enjoy.
Yeah, and we've found the going tough as the ball gets older as well. Maybe that's a ploy. Bang it into the pitch hard. The throws from the deep are coming in. 1 bounce, 2 bounce.
Again, another single. The Sri Lanka innings have started off a little bit slowly. The two openers, they have some really good seam bowling, and then they gradually started to expand their stroke play. Looking to be aggressive, pouncing on loose deliveries, short deliveries, and using the power play, using the field restrictions, using the width as well.
Just with the World Cup ending a couple of months ago, this is about the time as an Indian fan you'd be thinking, where is Bumrah? Because every single time India need a wicket, he was called upon.
Possibly can't have him all the time. Abhinav, isn't it? What a role he played for India in the World Cup. Jasprit Bumrah. Rohit Sharma is a go-to bowler all the time. Be it with the new ball in the middle over, in the death overs. There is only Bumrah and no one else. And it delivered. all the time.
You can never have another Bumrah, but I think India has enough depth. There's no doubt, and that's what they're very rich in terms of the depth they carry, whether they're batting or bowling. Oh, beautifully played, beautifully executed. 12 runs in that over. Sri Lanka 77 without loss, 8 done.
This has been a great start from Sri Lanka, 77 without loss. The Hardik over resulting in 12 similar shots coming off Pathum Nissanka and Kusal Mendis' bat. Short, and that's exactly what Kusal Mendis does really well. Had to jump to get to that ball, but gliding it beautifully, understanding the field. This has been a quality chase from Sri Lanka. The end of the first innings, if you thought that India would be firm favourites, Sri Lanka have come in. They've shown why a new captain, a tournament full of T20 stars, and these two were in the top 5, 4 and 5 in the list in the LPL. Opening batters played together for the last 3 weeks. They're showing their understanding. Arshdeep Singh's back. And so is Russell Arnold and Robin Uthappa.
What a start indeed this is for Sri Lanka. Pathum Nissanka riding on his initial form in the LPL. And Kusal Mendis in his latter form of the LPL. Beautiful start, just what the doctor ordered for Sri Lanka. Great intent and great match awareness. Russ?
98 for 2 India were at this stage. Towards the last few overs, Pathirana, because of the wickets that he did take, pulled India back. But if you're looking for a start, if you're looking for some belief, this is the type of start you want.
Arshdeep Singh being brought back. Try and pick up a wicket. Surya Kumar Yadav having his challenges once again in terms of rotation of bowlers.
With the required rate already close to 12, it's not exactly the wicket. If he can get a good tight over in, the pressure will build. His economy pretty good, but most wickets since 2022, Hasaranga and Rashid Khan ahead. But it's been a great find for India.
Oh, shot and smashed. Kusal Mendis making the most of the pace on that occasion. Oh, Robin Uthappa, we're all as excited as you.
Oh, that was a fantastic shot. When you see a very good cricketing shot, it just makes everything right, doesn't it? Watched the ball so well. Onto the bat, picked it up, helped it on its way. Thank you very much, I'll take 6 more, says Kusal Mendis. Brilliant batting this.
It's a shot that he works, placed really well. Gets down on the back knee, and the bat from down to up. His favoured shot, and the moment he starts playing that, and also the slog sweep against the spinners, you reckon Mendis is in a good zone, a zone you'd like him to be.
In the air, is that an opportunity? Yes, it is. Yashasvi Jaiswal makes no mistake. The move to bring back Arshdeep works like a dream for India, and Sri Lanka lose their first.
Great response this from Arshdeep Singh. Continue to hit the deck, but this time more towards the off stump. And Kusal Mendis still trying to pick the ball up, going from down to up. It was a knuckle ball into the wicket. And this time here in front of the wicket because he couldn't use the pace. And nicely cleaned up there at deep mid wicket. I think it was Yashasvi Jaiswal.
The variations, the change of pace does for Mendis, who was looking so good. He goes for 45, 84 for 1.
new batter, Kusal Pereira, comes into the middle. We've seen him a lot opening the batting. A new role in this T20I side. Comes in at number 3 in the 9th over.
Was in good form in the LPL, and that's why he's here. Missed out on selection in the T20 World Cup.
Oh, that looks a bit high, but the square leg umpire signals it's below the waist. So just a single off the mark.
I reckon that's the hardest ball in T20 cricket at the moment. Because we're so set up to smash every ball. When that full toss comes, we try extra hard as batters. Kusal Pereira, 66 innings, 1,678 runs, a healthy average, 1350s as well.
From over 7 to 15 in the LPL, he had a strike rate of 199. Finding the middle of the bat very often indeed.
That's smashed from Pathum Nissanka. Ends the over with a bang. 14 coming off it. 91 for 1 Sri Lanka.
Talk about smacking it out of the park. He got all the screws out of that one. Beautiful shot from Pathum Nissanka. Dismissed it from his presence.
He's not a tall lad, and hence the crossbat shots are a lot easier to play. Just a transfer of weight, and he's able to get onto it. 2 sixers in the over. 1 to Nissanka, 1 to Mendes, but also a wicket. An eventful over. Again the knuckleball, but Pathum Nissanka. That's a wonderful hit.
In this age of T20 cricket, I always think 2 sixes, 14 run over or a wicket. Slight misfield from Hardik will take the single. What would you take, gentlemen? 14 run over without a wicket, or sorry, a 6 run, 7 run over, or a 14 run over with a wicket?
Depends on whether I'm batting or bowling.
That pickup shot was just phenomenal from Pathum Nissanka. It wasn't too short, but he just picked up on that knuckleball. He was watching the ball like a hawk. And just dismissed it from his presence. Oh, this is what you got to love about cricket, when batters play shots like this.
Pathum Nissanka has made his intent very clear, even after the loss of that wicket. Width again. 2 fielders. A quality stop from Yashasvi Jaiswal. Saved a certain boundary at the sweeper covers.
Unbelievable. That was travelling, and so was Jaiswal across the grass. But then he had to time the dive. Times it so well. Look how he gets one hand to it. So far, the difference between the two teams has been the fielding. Sri Lanka were clumsy. They put down chances. But India, for that matter, saving themselves runs.
Right on the button there. Shot again, this time no width given. Again, you don't have to bowl too short for it to be a short ball to Nissanka. Could be good length, and he'll still probably pick it off deep mid-wicket with a cross-batted shot.
Just the 5 bowlers used for India. Hardik Pandya being the 5th bowler. The option of Riyan Parag still there with the left-handers to come. Bowls off break.
Relief for Sri Lanka. They've seen off Siraj's new ball spell. The last couple of times they came up against Siraj, of course in the 50-over format. Well, let's not say much about it.
I was waiting to use that till we got to Colombo, Russell. For the one-dayers. Good running from Nissanka. Would have been close if he had hit. Hardik Pandya didn't come to the stumps. But 2 runs stolen on that occasion.
He can be a handful. Mohammad Siraj with a new ball, especially when there are 2 new balls going on in the game. He's annoyed more than a few good batters, even in domestic cricket back home, when he bowls with the white ball. Red ball can be even more annoying. Just keeps it quiet from one end. It's going on and on and on. You just got to keep leaving till he gets frustrated.
It's still early days in terms of both captains, but I was listening to the press conferences yesterday, and Asalanka said, want to be expressive, want to play with freedom. And that's exactly what the Sri Lankan batters have come out and done.
Yeah, they certainly have. I think the first 6 overs, Nisanka, even generally not the quickest in the first 6 overs. He just averages a strike rate of 109. But today, after the second or third over, was actually showing absolute intent to score as many boundaries as possible and continue to bat in that vein tonight. Put pressure consistently on the Indian bowlers. Change in field here. Short mid-wicket goes back to deep mid-wicket, and fine leg comes inside the ring.
Again, that off-cutter from Hardik Pandya. Better over this time around, 8 coming off it. The halfway stage, it's 99 for 1.
Wide rate 11.5 for the last few overs. They've been managing that, the Sri Lankans. You get to the last 4 or 5, and even if it's up to 12, 13, with wickets in hand, you will back yourself. The conditions are such. There's value for shots on this outfield, and hence you just need to get closer.
Nisanka on strike now again. For not the tallest guy in the shop, he does like to get beside the line of the ball, which slightly confuses me, Abhi. Because you'd imagine that a guy like him, because in international cricket, bowlers tend to bowl more back of a length, and that length for him is a great pick-up shot length over the leg side. So for someone like him, I'd rather have him come inside the line of the ball and access the leg side as much as he can. Even short fine leg, backward square leg, in front of mid-wicket, all areas to access if he comes in front of this, in line with the stumps.
Bullet throw, hundreds on the board. Now Bishnoi, he's hopping around because, oh boy. Jeez. But good effort from Pandya, quickly up on his feet and getting rid of it.
Yeah, talking about staying beside the line of the ball, that's almost become the norm, especially with opening batters. You look at Travis Head, you look at Fraser McGurk, even Yashasvi Jaiswal tends to stay beside the line of the ball. It's a very repeatable technique, and it's great to see Nisanka almost trying to better his strike rate.
Frees up your hands a lot more.
Yeah,
if you're beside the ball, so hence the power.
Yeah, sure it does. It does free up your hands a lot more, especially if you're trying to access the offside. But if the ball's bowled into you within the line of the stumps and there's enough bounce there, it can stifle you up for room a little bit. I'd rather, as an opening batter, get inside the line of the ball and use the pace of the ball.
Last 2 overs have been really good for India. Pandya's over went for 8 and only 3 in this. Now that's building pressure. That required rate now straight away, 12.2. Get the Sri Lankan batters thinking. They'll be searching for that boundary, and that can mean a risk.
Especially Kusal Perera, who's just walked in. It's been 11 balls without a boundary. Bishnoi is good against the left-hander. And he gets that. Stays leg side of the ball and thumps it over cover. A boundary after 11 balls in Sri Lanka. 106 for 1 after 11.
Yeah, nice shot this. To stay beside the line of the ball, backed away a little bit to access the offside. And knowing Bishnoi, who's always going to be a top spinner or a googly, a quick googly at that, was able to just access the field over covers there and didn't hit the ball too hard. It's more timed.
The intent has been refreshing from the Sri Lankan batters. 106 for 1, well on course. Just 108 now of the last 9. And Surya Kumar Yadav just looking to finish off possibly the 5th bowler quota. Hardik Pandya getting 2 overs back to back.
So you say that because it would be taxing on Hardik?
Rohit Sharma used him very differently, let me put it that way. He kept a couple of overs for the start of the death overs in the World Cup. He used to bowl him at 16 or 17 just after the Bumrah over. Wide the crease this time, but that single brings about the 50. In fact, he'll come back for the second, a direct hit. It results in a boundary. It could be 6. We might just have to wait for the umpire's signal.
But for now, while we check that, let's celebrate another half century to Pathum Nissanka. That's his 11th. 3rd against India. It's been a quality knock, striking at 150.
Umpire referral for run out. At umpire Ruchi is in. Can you give me the best side on angle, please? Roll it. Keep rolling it. Batsman has made his ground before the wickets are put down. I have addition for the giant screen.
There you go. Given not out. He was in by a country mile.
Half century then, 6 runs added to the Sri Lankan total. Now we need to check one more matter here.
They did not cross. They did not cross.
Not cross.
Because
okay,
if you're adding 5 or 6 runs, comes on the fact is when did the fielder release the ball? Had the batters crossed? Yeah. So if they have crossed, it's 6 runs, and Sri Lanka get a little bit of a breather. The last few overs were tight from the Indian bowlers.
And that is the thing about intent here. The intention is to score boundaries. You're always going to keep the bowling team under pressure.
Just a reconfirmation that when the throw was released by Rinku Singh, the batters should have crossed. And that's what they're checking for at the moment.
So on those pictures, they've crossed. So it should be 6 added.
Yeah, it should be 6 runs.
Correct.
2 plus 4 added to Pathum Nissanka, because he's the one who played the ball. Yeah, the scores have been changed there. It's moves to 54 instead of 52.
Just waiting for official confirmation whether it's 5 or 6. There was 5 given initially by the on-field umpire, but I think the TV umpire is having a look.
Now if your thoughts go back to the World Cup final a few years ago, 2019 in England, that was the situation. Oh, they've decided that they hadn't crossed when Rinku Singh released the delivery or released the throw, and hence it's 5 runs.
Oh, that's poor. That's very poor. They certainly did cross each other when the ball was released by Rinku Singh. Otherwise, he would have been out if they hadn't crossed.
Just the eventual result, I'm just waiting for India to win by 1 run.
I'll tell you, Abhi, if India win by 1 run, we and everyone coming here would have had a fabulous evening, that's for sure.
We're already having a fabulous evening, Russell. It's been absolutely fascinating cricket played by both sides.
It's a packed house here. Palakele. Beautiful. People are standing on the embankments, like shoulder to shoulder, and it's a packed house here. You gotta love the enthusiasm of the Lankans, always supporting their side.
Just a single this time around. Bowled at pace from Hardik Pandya. Dictating his field at the moment, wanting a leg side heavy field for the left-hander. Surya Kumar Yadav has to think about other options.
So he brought Arshdeep for a wicket. Now where does he go? Does he go to Arshdeep for another? Does he need another wicket here? What's Surya Kumar Yadav thinking?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, in a bilateral series, there's no harm in trying out Riyan Parag. We've seen him bowl a few overs. He bowls in domestic cricket regularly for stateside Assam. This is the stage to bring him on. The left-hander in the middle, an opportunity. Attempt from Surya Kumar Yadav. Doesn't get his hands to it. Will result in 2 for Nissanka.
Again, backing away, choosing to go over the offside. Was it a slower ball? Yeah, just rolled his fingers over it and just fell slightly short of Surya Kumar Yadav. Did attempt to go in front, but realized he's not going to get there.
He gets enough behind the ball though. Many occasions Sri Lankan fielders failed to do that and boundaries were conceded. Now he's trying to go over the offside because mid-off is in the circle. On the leg side, the 3 are on the boundary.
Yeah, that's what Robin Uthappa was mentioning. Tries to stay leg side of the ball, gives himself room. Hardik Pandya outfoxed him on that occasion, bowling it wider.
Now just imagine for a moment, gentlemen, if he came inside the line of the ball in the last 2 deliveries. The previous ball would have been more on the leg side. He has shot fine leg in, possibly a chance to clip it away for 2 at least. And then this ball again, back of a length, which would have been slightly pull shot available to him. He could have pulled it maybe in front of square and maybe in front of deep square leg there. Maybe 4. Exactly what I was talking about. Stand where you are, allow the bowler to bowl into you so that you can utilize the field. Exactly what Nissanka does on this occasion.
I'll tell you what, Sri Lanka getting closer and closer, down to 2 digits what they need. 95 now. They can keep this going, this partnership, for a couple more overs. Suddenly the pressure will be on Surya Kumar Yadav and his decision making from now on.
Cut away, finds the fielder, but a misfield results in a single. Nissanka will keep strike. The end of 12, it's 120 for 1.
Sri Lanka staying in touch, 120 for 1. They still need less than 12 runs and over. Akshar Patel is back and is immediately dispatched. Great start to the over, a boundary for Nissanka.
And the partnership getting stronger. Nissanka this time around, first delivery from Akshar Patel, uses the pace of the ball, plays it very well. Above the infield, gets a boundary. Maintaining that momentum, so the pressure is building up on the Indian bowling side.
Goes in the gap once more. That's another boundary. Sri Lanka on the charge.
That also against Akshar Patel, was extremely frugal, but this time around it is Nissanka who is taking him apart. This time on the onside. Flat bat, pull in the right gap, gets another boundary.
This is outstanding batting by Sri Lanka, and particularly Pathum Nissanka. Now he needs to kick on. He needs to carry on. So important that he's in. Now 86 of 46.
It's excellent running. Needed to be a direct hit to cause any sort of issues, but at the moment they're a long way behind in the boundaries, Sri Lanka, from what India managed.
सब यार एक दफा लाइक कर दो स्ट्रीम को सारे.
The way they have run, the way they have just got those twos and working the gaps, maneuvering it.
Still have wickets in hand. A direct hit. That's what was needed. The India lost wickets in cluster in the death overs, Pathirana. That really put some shackles on the Indian run rate.
Swung away once more at the moment. Dot ball feels like gold for India. Now into the 130s. Another over with double digits. Under pressure, Akshar Patel. It's been all Nissanka.
Really clever here. Very clever batting. They got 11 in the over. 131 for 1.
The only partnership worth 84, this partnership worth 47 and climbing. And Nissanka has been the star of the show, 71 not out. He has been simply brilliant so far this evening.
He didn't have a very prolific LPL, Nissanka, Roshan, isn't it? So I think in that sense, this is a strong comeback from him. And I think the Sri Lankan side, they need a stable opening batter, and that's what Nissanka has provided this Sri Lankan side.
Swung away over the leg side. Does it go all the way? They'll have to check.
Well, this is brilliant batting. Now the corresponding stage at 13 over, Sri Lanka 131, India 146 for 2. They're checking the boundary here. Right, so Pathum Nissanka has been very good with his square shots. It's hit on the, I think it's hit on the full. Didn't bounce, it's on the full. What do you reckon, Sabha?
That's a tough call for me, Roshan. But if it hits the skirting straight up, then that should be a 6. What is remarkable over Nissanka's innings is the way he has batted, has played the field. Let's watch this again.
It's tough, isn't it? I'm commentating with two gentlemen with one eye. I'm with you, though. I think that's gone all the way for 6. If I'm completely honest, I think it bounces up. Gives the impression that it's bounced short and then hits the boundary and jumps straight up. But I think that's just the bottom of the triangle. Well, I think in the last couple of overs, it was that 5 or 6 argument with general consensus. Maybe India got away with a run on that occasion. This will be a fascinating decision. I think you can just see the board moving.
Yeah, interesting. I thought it hit the bottom of the skirting. The question is, did it bounce just before it touched? Yes, that's what I thought.
We managed quite well with one eye, isn't it, Roshan?
Yes, I think we did.
We get the right decision in the end with both of them, don't you? That'll be a dot ball, the 50 partnership coming up with that 6 as well. And Sri Lanka have certainly shown everybody that their top order, by and large, coming in with some form behind them in the LPL. They are a match for India. Another look at that big 6. So are you concerned at all with perhaps the lack of balance in this Indian side? They've only got the 5 bowlers, of which Hardik is the 5th. Surya Kumar Yadav has had to, if it's not been 4 overs in a row, it's been pretty close too. And Hardik has gone, well, he's approaching the 40s.
Generally, Scotty, in Indian bowling lineup, you have Hardik Pandya as your 6th bowling option. So that gives that kind of cushion to the captain. Now this time around, Sky and Gautam Gambhir, they have gone ahead with only 5 bowling options here with Hardik Pandya as a 5th bowler. So one can see the pressure. But these are still early stages, and I think India will look to build on this. They may need to rework on their balance.
Is this one of these situations where, you know, a lot of the talk has been about the legends, which are Rohit and Virat? However, of course, Ravindra Jadeja has given away the T20 internationals as well. Well bowled, brilliant.
That's a good point you touch on here, Scotty. I think without Ravindra Jadeja, now it is Akshar Patel who has to step up. So for that matter, this is such a big series for him. He is your main left-arm spinner in the lineup now, the main spinner. So Akshar has gone for runs today, 29 from 3 overs, so he is under pressure. So I think this is such a learning curve for even Akshar Patel. He's without Ravindra Jadeja. Normally you look at Ravindra Jadeja, either he does the bowling in the power play or Akshar Patel. But this time around, you know, the Indian captain and the Indian team is looking up to Akshar Patel to deliver and get wickets.
I wasn't even really meaning about the bowling. I'm thinking from the batting perspective as well. Explain, nothing happens. And we'll get another single. Think of the Indian side here today. You've got Rinku, Riyan Parag, Rishabh Pant, the skipper, of course, as well, and the 2 openers. None of them bowl. And yes, Riyan Parag is a part-time spinner, but Jadeja is a frontline bowler and can bat in those similar positions, can come in at number 7. And then all of a sudden you've still got the same finishing, closing power, but the 6 bowling options, and you don't quite get caught as much as Surya Kumar Yadav is looking like he's stuck with those 5 bowlers, and he hasn't got anywhere else to turn. That's powerful. It should be out though. Put down. Bishnoi, very good fielder. And the dropsies from both teams continues. Is that the moment? The catch goes down, the end of the 14th, 140 for 1.
Yeah, that was hit with a lot of power. And Bishnoi moved quickly. It was a flat hit. How crucial will this be? Pathum Nissanka on 78.
He's just pointed up towards the light, says Ravi Bishnoi. Well, I'm not sure that's quite fair. Maybe a bit of an excuse. The lights are high. Oh, he's picked him up. There's the class. You asked for Akshar Patel to step up, and he has done it, and that ends a brilliant innings from Nissanka.
Well, that catch not proving to be costly. And yeah, we've just seen what Akshar Patel could do. Push through quicker, went with the arm. And there you could see he was looking to undercut it and just slid on and hit the leg stump, and a big wicket. But well played, Pathum Nissanka. What an innings, 79 of 48. And Sri Lanka, 140 for 2.
The Sri Lankan team, a standing ovation, clapping their star off the field. Nisanka with a brilliant innings, 79. And he has set Sri Lanka up here. They have got a terrific platform with which to come flying home. 12.7 runs and over, so it will not be easy. Just felt that if that partnership could have gone as little as 2 more overs, then they had the game.
Akshar Patel very crafty. He senses the time what the batter is trying to do, and that is how he was able to deceive Nisanka. And the new batter in come into Mendes. Still very early in his international career, but I'm sure he has the right kind of promise and the talent to be drafted in the 11.
It's gone straight away with the reverse. 1 bounce 4. The pressure remains on India.
He needed that. Kusal Pereira didn't look at his brilliant best. He was not timing the ball well. But this one came off the middle of the bat. That will make him feel good. And it's time for him to take over. Play the role that Pathum Nisanka was playing.
He's so good to watch, isn't he, Kusal Pereira, when he gets going. And I think he'll know, with all his experience, that the pressure is now on him to keep that run rate up. Another look at the dismissal. That is a typical Akshar Patel delivery. Swung away through the leg side, in the gap again. Another boundary.
Although Sri Lanka have lost a wicket in this over, what has been a remarkable comeback for Kusal Pereira. And this time around, half tracker from Akshar Patel. He's up to the challenge and he plays it quite well and times it to perfection.
This one should be out. Simple catch. Bishnoi does not make the mistake, and Sri Lanka have lost both set batsmen. A big moment in this run chase.
Absolutely, very, very big moment indeed. This is just what India wanted. If they've got 2 new batters here, Kusal Pereira follows Pathum Nisanka. This time, he doesn't make a mistake. Akshar Patel strikes again.
Back-to-back wickets here for Akshar Patel and for India. Just Kusal Pereira, he departs for 20. It's 149 for 3.
Sri Lanka desperately need Asalanka, the skipper, to come to the party with an innings of substance. His opposite, Surya Kumar Yadav, did exactly that for India. It's his turn. 65 needed, and it will be the final over of Bishnoi. Oh, he's dropped it again. It would have been a very good catch. And I think it's cut him in the cheek as well, under the eye.
Generally, Ravi Bishnoi is such a safe fielder in the outfield as well as in his run-up, return catches. But this time around, he wasn't able to judge it properly. Went for it, leapt to his right. I think it's the ball that hit him under the eye. Yes, it came off the right hand, and then yeah, it's after the bounce, the ball hit his face. The cut is because of that.
Akshar Patel has been very good that last over. He struck twice, just what India wanted. This is Kusal Perera. He did get boundaries and then eventually to the man at back with square leg, and earlier on in the over he also had Pathum Nissanka. So really big blows. Sri Lanka 149 for 3 and the target is 214. But what about Pathum Nissanka? What an innings. Wonderful start for Sri Lanka.
No, a big run chase. You needed that kind of partnership right at the top. In the power play, both Nissanka and Mendes were superb, especially Nissanka. 79 from 48, but with those two quick dismissals, first off Nissanka and then Pereira, Sri Lanka under the cosh to a large extent here, and India would be looking at sealing this. It seems that the game is drifting away from Sri Lanka, but that was not the case till the time Pathum Nissanka was at the crease. 79 from only 48 deliveries.
The opening partnership worth 84, and Pathum Nissanka was brilliant all around the ground. It was a little bit of a slow start, must be said, for Sri Lanka, but they just started to go through the gears once they got the pace of the pitch, and then the pressure was put fairly and squarely back on the bowlers for India. His teammates know exactly what that innings means to them. Who wants it now? Still some running repairs. The cut under the eye for Ravi Bishnoi. Just checking that there isn't any further damage and making sure he can get through the over. This is another reason why we were talking, wasn't it, gentlemen, about having that sixth option. If he has to go off, then that becomes a problem. They desperately need wickets, which is what India have managed to pick up 3 on so far.
Yeah, this is Kusal Mendes. He's looking good, and then this over, telling blows. Akshar Patel, we've spoken about how good he is, his experience, and he gets both the set batters. That's so important from an Indian point of view. You get 2 new batters in, given them the opportunity to try and create some pressure, build some dots here.
No secret for Surya Kumar Yadav. This will be the final over for Bishnoi, and then the 4 death overs to be bowled by the openers, Mohammad Siraj and Arshdeep. Goes again with the reverse. A favoured shot of the Sri Lankan batsman, and it's executed perfectly.
150 up here for Sri Lanka. And that's the much better option against Ravi Bishnoi. He generally bowls the googly. He gets into good positions here very quickly and then plays it so well. Dealt it nicely here by Kamendu, following the same trait as the other left-hander, Kusal Perera.
It's brought about a change of field too. That man goes back now to in the extra cover region, looks to go there, and he has. That is beautifully played.
Akavindo Mendes in the LPL has been very good, particularly from the 16th to the 20th over. His strike rate has been 228. So obviously that's an area, that's a little phase that he enjoys batting. And he started off well here. Back-to-back boundaries.
If they can convert this into a big over, Sri Lanka will definitely be back in the game. Back with his run chase on.
Through the leg side, no timing. Just as well. That's the problem. We saw India lose 2 wickets and 2 balls, and we thought maybe that just would stall the innings, but it didn't. It was early enough that they could regather and certainly put Sri Lanka back under pressure. But this late in a run chase, needing 13 runs and over, you lose your 2 set batsmen. More often than not, it can be a problem. Kamindu's done well.
It is going to be a challenge for both Arshdeep and Mohammad Siraj to finish off this innings, because generally that's the time when Bumrah steps in. Now these are the last 4 overs going to be uncharted waters for both the pace bowlers. Arshdeep has done that, not Mohammad Siraj.
Top edge. There should be another wicket. Straight down the throat and simply taken in the outfield. The spinners have done the job in the last 2 overs. Bishnoi this time. And it's Asalanka, the man who has to go.
It's the captain who has to depart here. Goes for the sweep shot. Upish in the air. A fielder station only for this kind of a shot. It is Yashasvi Jaiswal who does it so well. Comfortably taken in the end. Ravi Bishnoi and dropped a catch with the first ball, but then manages to get Asalanka. He goes for a duck. It's 158 for 4.
.56 required for Sri Lanka. It will be a record chase, their highest chase so far. Successful chase has been 194. Riyan Parag. Well, we thought he'll go to the 2 fast bowlers. Arshdeep's got 2, Siraj has got 2. But with the left-hander out there, Kamindu Mendis, maybe an over from Riyan Parag. But over the last 2-3 overs, Robin, 18 runs, 3 wickets, massive blows. Parvez Maroof also alongside me.
Most certainly, big blows this one, going in the gap. Will it go down? Siraj stops there well before. They're pushing for the third, they're coming back, could be close. I think we'll be out. We'll go upstairs.
Flat and hard was the throw from Siraj. He's got the dive out, but he's not very confident. Brilliant from Siraj. I just feel Dasun Shanaka could be short.
Right back, please. Keep going back. Okay, freeze it there. Yeah. That's pretty short of his ground. I have a decision for the giant screen.
Make that 4 for 20. Sri Lanka losing their way. Dasun Shanaka, one of those players that Sri Lanka have who can hit a boundary, goes without facing a delivery.
Yeah, Harakiri here. Don't know if the third run was required, but they did go after it. And only for Dasun Shanaka to leave without troubling the scorers in any way, shape or form. Siraj with a bullet throw after diving and stopping the ball well before the boundary. He goes for 0 without facing the ball, 160 for 5.
One into Hasaranga. Well, probably the last recognized pair for the Sri Lankans.
It's important that this over can have to be capitalized. Riyan Parag, a part-timer, right hand in the middle in one of the Asarang. I understand 4 wickets have gone in about 20 runs, but still, this over has to be good number, strike rate of almost 147. From nowhere, India is crawling back into this game. Kamindu Mendis got to bat through.
Oh, bit of turn and bounce.
Clever bowling this from Riyan Parag. He's not trying to bowl quick, he's trying to bowl slower through the air. And hence getting the ball to grip a little bit of purchase for him.
He's got a deep third man just to cover that reverse sweep that Kamindu Mendis has gone to. Bowled. He gets another. Sri Lanka falling in a heap.
I thought the wrong option. Should have been taking the risk. Vanidhu Hasaranga. Ball turning back to him. I understand Kamindu Mendis have been striking it well. When they're falling off short of batsman, the batsman got to go through as much as possible. And they know how big the wicket is, and Riyan Parag from nowhere. First they run out, second introduce a bad stroke from Kamindu Mendis and gets him out. Gone for 12, Sri Lanka 161 for 6.
Three required of 20. Mahesh Deekshana is the new batter. Last 16 balls, folks. 21 runs and 5 wickets have fallen. 140 for 1. Sri Lanka sitting pretty. Now it's turn. Surya Kumar Yadav's got a slip in place too.
And they're still throwing the kitchen sink at it to every ball. Granted, they have to get these runs, but you got to give yourself a little bit of a chance. Mahesh Deekshana in. Hasn't done much with the bat, although we hear that he can bat a little bit. Hasaranga, and all comes down to this gentleman here. What will he be able to do?
Not into the gap, just the one run. Can you believe it? Surya Kumar Yadav goes to Parag. 5 runs off it. 163 for 6.
Last 30 deliveries, 43 runs and 5 wickets. Tremendous fight back by India. No wonder they are the world champions. They always believe that they can come back after the onslaught by the top order. Plenty of starts. But no one apart from Nissanka and Kusal Mendis can bat through. At the moment, Hasaranga and Deekshana got to do the job.
Nissanka, 79 the moment he was dismissed. The wicket started to tumble. Now 51 required in 3 overs. Hasaranga has a recognized Tonka. That over from Riyan Parag. 2 wickets, there was a run out as well. Here's Arshdeep. He has 2 overs remaining, so that's sorted. He's an experienced death bowler. Bowls really well in the in face. Here he is. Mid on in the circle. Does he get it over? No, he doesn't. That's another wicket. Nicely judged by Parag.
Shanked it completely. Got it right off the bottom of the bat. It Hasaranga. And Riyan Parag covered good ground there. About 10-15 meters back. Maybe not that much even. Judged it, easy catch. He did have Long on back, but then changed him back and sent Long off and brought Long on to mid on. That led to the dismissal of Hasaranga. Goes for 2. Almost dead in the water here. Sri Lanka 163 for 7.
Matisha Patirana. Beaten all ends up, the first ball he faces.
Matisha Patiran at number 9. And easier because Wanindu Hasaranga was nicely set up by India. How often do you see on the 18th over for a decent player like Wanindu Hasaranga to have mid-on in the circle? Not much. This is because India knows Hasaranga is very strong through the offside, over extra cover, over long off, drop long off back, bought long on into the circle, and pays the price in the end. Brilliant by India.
Just pulling the right channels here. Arshdeep Singh. Riyan Parag, the last over. Missed it all, ends up. But Siraj here. Good dive, stopped, picked up. And a little bit of a bullet throw. And bang went Shanaka without even facing a delivery. Seemed pretty unnecessary to take on the shoulder and the arm of Mohammad Siraj.
It was incredible to watch the way he got onto his feet and got rid of it. Punt hadn't much to do. Right by the stumps, waist height. And that was the end of that. From there on, soon after coming the Mendes fell.
Yeah, who'd ever think that Riyan Parag would bowl the game-changing over here. There was a little bit of damage that happened before that. Even this one, the ball previous to this was a slow off spinner. So he backed away to try and utilize the offside that was available to him. But Riyan Parag pushed that one through. And one didn't turn, skidded on, hit the top of the off stump. Find themselves in a good place here, do India.
Coming into the last 6 overs, requiring 13 and over, 9 wickets in hand. Sri Lanka would certainly have fancied their chances, just for India to bite back strongly.
Even coming to Mendes' dismissal, the reverse sweep almost becomes a free with the ball turning away from the left-hander. Closes it down, opens up the offside, and Kamindu has to give room and miss the length. Just similar to Wanindu Hasaranga's, nicely planned out, and that's why, as I feel, every batter has been planned out properly. Changing the field, mid-off drops back, and the third man comes in the circle, and Arshdeep changes angle as well, coming round the wicket.
Just the 1 run so far. Stays at 1, ends 18th. 164 for 7.
Yeah, tremendous fight back so far. Last 30 deliveries, 33 for 6. From nowhere, India are fighting back and they're bossing at the moment. Required rate, 25 runs needed. It's well below far effort got to be said in the last few overs by Sri Lanka. And now, looking down the barrel.
It was a good chase until the last 2-3 overs. 84 opening run partnership, 56 for the second wicket. Then India go bang, bang, bang. Just the 1 over from Riyan Parag. It's Siraj's turn. 25 and over required. Last 5 overs, 33 runs, 6 wickets. That's what the two teams are playing for. 3-match series. India well ahead, or almost over the line to go 1-0 up. Mohammad Siraj. When he looked around, except for the catch that Bishnoi put down at deep mid-wicket, which was hit fat and hard, India's fielding has been the difference of the two teams.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think the fielding has been on point for India. They've covered ground really well, taken almost all the catches that have come their way today, and saved almost about 6 to 8 runs today, Russ.
Add to that, Siraj has run out. Dasun Shanaka was a wicket they would have really needed at that stage, and here once again direct hit. That would have been the end of that.
Dasun Shanaka's dismissal was very, very important. Once he gets going, he's someone who can easily clear the boundary. He's playing in this team as a finisher. No way there was a third run there. It's a suicide run that they attempted, and he paid the price. And bullet throw. This is right in front of the com box. That went like a tracer bullet. Bullet arm. Right over the top of the bails, and Rishabh Pant had to do the minimal job.
Yeah, and that was Shanaka's call as well. That wasn't Kamindu's call.
He wouldn't have bargained for such a brilliant throw. No one else would have got it in as quickly as Siraj would have, and it was hardly thrown into the air. If there was someone standing on the 30-yard, it would have hit him on his head. That's how high the throw went. That's in Shanaka's defense. You're taking a fielder on, you know that risk, but unfortunately Siraj was too good. He was perfect. Bit of medicine, your own medicine. More runs here. India wouldn't mind it though. They're well in control. 4 runs to Matisha Patirana.
4 free runs here. Wasn't far away from the stumps. Tikshana running in, hoping to change the strike. Missed by about 6 inches or so. Did a good job trying to cover up there from mid-off, did Suryakumar Yadav. Just got his fingers to it, ricocheted off his fingers and went down for 4, down and long on.
Tell you what, Siraj will be very unhappy. It's against his name. Perfect Yorker, throws at it, misses the stumps by about 6 inches, and captain does the rest.
But it was his throw after all. He's fast bowlers, I tell you, Russell.
He threw it. He had all 3 stumps to aim at.
2 fielders backing up. What happens? Rest is history.
It's been a good game though. Just the last few overs that Sri Lanka have fallen away, but other than that, it's kept us on the edge of our seats, and the crowd quietly slipping away. They know what's in store. They know once the 6th wicket fell, Sri Lanka don't have much with the bat. He's chipped that in there. A wicket for Siraj.
Siraj gets his first wicket. Getting into the deck. Patirana trying to clear mid-on. In vain. Akshar Patel cleaning up there. It's all but formalities from here. Threw the kitchen sink at it. Tried his best. That was an easy catch. Somewhere along the way of a top start from Sri Lanka, they lost their way. Matisha Patirana goes for 6. They're 170 for 8.
He's got a wicket, Siraj. He's got one more delivery left in this innings because the 20th will be bowled by Arshdeep. Dot to end the 19th, 170 for 8.
The last 5 overs, 30 runs, 7 wickets. Game changing then and there. There's no way any team chasing down a big score is going to come back from that sort of effort. Worm clearly dropping down, and the 6 wickets fallen there. This is the biggest reason why Sri Lanka is collapsing, chasing this down.
Last 30 balls, 30 runs and 7 wickets. So it's not going to be Arshdeep to bowl out. It's Riyan Parag who's going to have some fun. And fun he does have. He gets another wicket.
Nice little ball there from Riyan Parag. With a full length delivery. Tikshana converting it into a Yorker. And almost outside edging that ball into his stumps.
Any other day, my Tikshana would have smashed it through extra cover. Gone for 2, Sri Lanka 170 for 9.
Another one, 3 wickets for Parag, and that's that. The game for India. They win by 43. Last 30 balls, 29 runs and 9 wickets.
A major collapse. Cannot believe Sri Lanka.
They've been really good. India, 213 on the board, and when it mattered, the bowlers and the fielders stepped up. Riyan Parag, bit of variation there. Gets Tikshana. And then at the back of the hand, gets Dilshan Madhushankar bowled first ball. He's had a decent outing, Riyan Parag. 3 wickets for 5 runs in 8 balls. India dominant. And it ended up getting a massive win, 43 runs. And now they lead the series 1-0, 2 games to play. Good start for Suryakumar Yadav and Gautam Gambhir. Sri Lanka, through the start of the innings, the first 10 to 12 overs would have had them worried. The chase was on. Mendis, Pathum Nissanka and Kusal Pereira. But that's when this young team stood up. Arshdeep initially, then Mohammad Siraj and the spinners picking up wickets. And the fielding also picked up a notch, which really strangled Sri Lanka. 29 for 9 in the last 30 balls. That's what Sri Lanka lost. Smiles for Gambhir. Well, not quite. Smiles, just a smirk. Handshakes from all the Indian players. The smiles are out, but Sri Lanka left to scratch their heads.
Yeah, at the 12th over, 13th over mark, they got the crowd behind them. The chase was on. The dream was big, but all of a sudden, 1 wicket fell. I never